No, because when I decided to put myself first and move myself back to town when I got out of the military was the same exact time my now husband moved back to town, and we've been inseparable ever since. And not only that, we closed on our condo at the right time. And when I was pregnant with our first son, and I was in a very toxic work environment, the night I stood up for myself and I quit my job and worked out and was coming home crying because I didn't know how we were going to pay our bills, was the exact night my husband got a promotion. And when we sold our condo to move out in the middle of nowhere in the trailer, we sold our condo in one day. And the very first night I was in my trailer, I said this was a mistake, but the correct house is going to present itself to me at the right time. I was scrolling on my phone and I found my dream home, the current home I'm living in now. And when I asked for a bank loan, it was the amount they approved me for was lower. And I said, is there any way I can get this house? And I got approved for the exact amount that I needed from this house. When I moved into this house, I started some businesses, and not listening to all the small-minded people, I did what God called me to do. I started my businesses, and the next month I received a grant doubling the amount of money, my income. And when my dad was sick and dying, I woke up in the nick of time to listen to God's instructions, to hold his hand, to help him pass, to elevate my own spiritual gifts, my connection with God and the divine. I always found mentors right in the nick of time. When I prayed about my business to switch over to a more sustainable lifestyle, a week later, I found the next mentor who helped me convert my business in less than 30 days. When God told me to start building up boundaries around my house because of my business life, home life, and I said, are you sure, God? I don't have the money for this. Obviously, don't ever ask God, are you sure about this? He's sure, I'm not sure. Immediately after building physical boundaries around my house for my home and my business life, I helped me maintain my emotional and spiritual boundaries with people who were ruining my life. And when God asked me to let go of these people, I was immediately met with God and Jesus in the nick of time, in the nick of time, in the nick of time, every time the timing was right, in the nick of time, right in the nick of time. Everything happened in my life right in the nick of time. Right in the nick of time. God, Jesus, your guides, your angels will turn your life around, especially if you are a chosen one, if you're in alignment, in the nick of time, every time, things can turn around and change in an instant.